Hello and welcome back to Calradia Expanded at War. And we're speaking to Adram here, mainly because I want to see whether Okay, he's in an army at the moment. Well, that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? I would have loved to have been able to speak to him and potentially try to persuade him. It looks as though that is going to be almost impossible, though, even if I was able to speak to him beforehand, because as you can see, he has a wide variety of different fiefs, and he also has an overwhelming amount of cash in his inventory. So it's highly unlikely I'm going to be able to do anything here. I'm going to see if I can actually... Oh, look at that. I can actually get something. Can I... No, I can't swap these. Okay, I was actually hoping that maybe I could swap these because that's all the way down in Azerai territory and it kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense. I think so, at least. And if they decide to declare war, we can take this back really, really easily. So I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea to get one of these. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, do we want to do that? Is it kind of important to do that or is it not? I mean, I think on the one hand, it is. Because it's going to take him a very long time to get over there if he wants to defend it. And Hertogia Castle is probably going to be under siege relatively soon as it is. So I'm kind of happy maybe to spend a little bit here. Yeah, he wants all of this and all of my money and all that stuff. Yes, I'm not going to allow you to take that, sir. I'm so sorry. And we're going to give him Hertogia Castle. Let's see how much else. 500? 500,000. All right. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I think so. I think it is, because as I say, this is going to be very disruptive to them. We've got to remember his name, by the way, so hopefully you can do me a little favor and just keep an eye on that guy. Maybe remind me in a few episodes if I've forgotten about him, because maybe that will happen. Maybe that will happen. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Anyway. Oh, hello. Oh, now this is interesting. This is actually something that has not happened before. The defenders sound a horn and open the gates. A messenger rides out towards your camp and requests to parley. Okay, that's kind of interesting. That is not something that has happened ever before. So let's have a look. Oh, they're low on food. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't see a reason to take this because it's only 13,000. I'm gonna just say no. But does that I'm actually unsure. Do they not want to surrender? I mean, oh, there we go. Or, oh, there you go. They actually did surrender now. Okay, fantastic. So there is a chance for them to surrender in that particular situation, but apparently beforehand they didn't do that. Not entirely sure why, any number of reasons, I suppose, but there we are. So now they have surrendered. That's absolutely fantastic. Now I can take all of these troops, which is also really, really nice, because then I can put them in the garrison straight away. Although, as I've said before, I personally don't really like doing that, mainly for the fact that if this does, get traded away or something, I mean, obviously I'm not going to trade it away now that I have control of it, but generally, if it had remained a trade piece for some reason, and I would just give it away for, a lot of money or something like that, then I think that would be kind of cool, for it to have no people inside, because then I can take it back extremely easily. So we're just going to be putting a bunch of Botanians, Imperials, and various other units in there. And that's going to serve as a rudimentary, actually a pretty decent, surprisingly, a pretty decent garrison. I can't believe it, 176. That's kind of amazing. Okay, so there we go. Sionon is now ours once again. And what I will be doing is we will be making sure that they have, what's actually going on here? The loyalty is going to go up. Food production needs to be 100% the focus here, so I'm going to try and get the orchards complete as fast as possible, but unfortunately the construction is very low due to very low loyalty, so I'm going to just stick around here for a little bit because I'm going to be able to provide the parade bonus as well as the various other bonuses that we're getting from policies and things, so hopefully eventually that's going to make it so that they are no longer running out of food and it's going to be a lot easier for them. Ooh, seems like we would... that's a pretty big defeat for the Urzine sovereignty right there. Yes, we are now defeated by Incurion's army by the looks of things. Well, that's kind of bad. That is kind of bad. Anyway, I actually sent out a bunch of messengers to various people because I actually wanted to speak to... Aha! Perfect. I wanted to speak to this guy and a number of others to try and persuade them to join us because I realize at this point in the game, we're probably going to need a whole bunch of extra vassals to try and help us to maintain order over the entirety of our territory. And it's going to be very difficult for me to do that with only a handful of units at my disposal. And so I'm thinking, hey, yeah, let's try and get more of these guys. Oh, this is going to be impossible. 22% chance. Really? That is never going to happen. Okay, thank you. Whew. That was maybe a bit close. A bit close. Anyway, he does have the opportunity to join us. I'm actually thinking of giving him this town that I just got from the Azurai guy. But this is very, very prosperous as far as I'm aware. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll give him something else. Like I might decide to give him like Varnovopol, for example. Because if I give him Varnovopol, that's a Sturgian fief. It's probably going to be okay with having an actual Sturgian be the lord of that town. And generally, I don't have to take his castle. I could generally leave the castle alone, but I'm going to take it just because it could be used in yet another trade. So we're going to try that. I'm not going to take his money either because he is indeed joining us. There is an army over here that I wouldn't mind doing battle with if at all possible, so let's see if we can do something about that. And I'm thinking you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a look. We're going to go into a manual battle here because the strength is a little bit too close to the middle for my liking, but yes. Anyway, after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the diplomacy screen because I would like to very much find out how soon the Azurai might declare war against us. Because if they declare war against us, in the next, I don't know, in the next in-game week or so, I'm probably going to end up trading Sionon and a bunch of other fiefs to a variety of different vassals there, and then I will literally be able to take them back with minimal effort, and I will have then gained territory in Azurai lands for basically nothing. You know what I mean? I can basically just spend a very small amount of time besieging these other places like Sionon and maybe a variety of other towns that are very weak in their garrisons, and then I can take them back without any worries. And then, of course, I will have expanded as well. So it really does make a big difference to have all of those options available. Wow, this is brutal. This is brutal right here. I would thank you very much to stay away from me, please. Thank you. Okay, so let me actually just move these guys over here. I'm probably just going to leave them in a line at the moment. Let's tell my cavalry to charge in. These guys are going to go absolutely crazy right here. These Vlandian sharpshooters. Oh, yes. They are looking very nice. Unfortunately, they're suddenly a bit far away. I need to move them a little bit closer, I think. And, no, they're starting to get some kills. Not too bad. Maybe I can get some kills with my crossbow as well. Unfortunately, it seems like the enemy has a bunch of shields up. So it is going to be much more difficult to hit them where they are. Oh, there we go. That was not too bad. We didn't gain anything, really? We gained no skill whatsoever. Okay. Seems like we might be in a position where we're just not going to get any skill any further unless we start leveling up different weapon types, potentially. I feel like that happens every now and again, and it really makes a big difference to sort of switch things up. Maybe I'm going to need to go to two-handed or something like that, because we literally have like 50 points in two-handed or something. That might be kind of cool. But I realize that we're actually not even maxed out in crossbows yet. I thought we were, but no, we're not. We really do need to get something on that. We do need to get a little bit more crossbow skill. Maybe I can get a headshot on these guys. Nope, never mind. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of cavalry in this particular army. No wonder the enemy had a lot of confidence going in here. Their combat strength is firmly rooted, however, in their cavalry, and that is the main problem. They're going to have some huge difficulties once their cavalry gets eliminated at actually finishing this fight. I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in now as well, and we're going to tell these guys to spread out a little bit further right there. Going to have to do it manually a little. Actually, wait a minute. What? Why am I saying charge to these guys? No, I don't want to say charge to these guys. Oh well, whatever the case. Let's just move them over here. There we Alright, that's looking pretty nice. And I'm wondering, where's the enemy right now? I'm not really, I'm seeing like a bunch of cavalry and everything, but I'm not seeing any infantry or archers or very few of those. So it seems like they have just been completely eliminated so far. So I guess I don't have to worry too much about that. Yep, that seems pretty good to me. That actually seems pretty good to me. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Oh, never mind. Okay, bad timing. Bad timing on my part. Let's speed things up a little bit right here. And that is indeed a victory for us. Obviously, this was a pretty simple fight. You know, pretty simple because obviously the enemy only had around 200 or so units. We had double that. So it kind of, you know, stands to reason that we're going to be achieving the victory there. But I really didn't want to go into an auto-resolve because that's going to result in even... Oh, this was actually the army that defeated my other friends. Oh, that's the reason why this guy was running around with literally no units. Aha. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to take the Vlandians. Any Vlandians that I have access to, I will try to take them, but unfortunately it seems as though I will not have enough space. I mean, generally... Okay, so here's the thing. I could take all of these troops right now, and I could basically put them into the garrison. And I will try to do that, okay? I will try to do that, but it is highly unlikely I'm going to be able to get there before we lose a huge amount of them, because my travel speed is going to be very, very slow, as you can see right now. We're moving at 2.1. Yeah, well, fluctuating, dependent on if we're on a road or in a forest or whatever. Anyway, let's go into the garrison. I'd actually like to see... Oh, we didn't lose too many. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we didn't lose too many. Okay, so this is actually probably one of the best... most well-defended places now, because if I place all of these units in here, and I make sure not to put any Vlandians in there in the meantime. So let's just put these guys, there we go. You know, again, I kind of wish that what I would be able to do is, I can't filter by name, can I? Can I filter by name? Culture... no, I don't think so. I mean, name, it doesn't seem... compare units based on their names. This comparer should probably be the last one in the list. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I had no idea that that's how it worked. Okay, so, is this actually working better now? Sort troops. Uh-huh. Oh, is this actually working? Yes, I think it is. Okay, fantastic. Phew. All right, so I actually made it work. Great, because I was thinking to myself, it would be great if there was like a filter somewhere, and then I remembered, wait a minute, there is one. I do have one installed due to party screen enhancements. I believe that is the mod that is giving me the benefit here. And basically what I can do now is I can just kind of spam click until we get down to the V's, and then I can basically just leave all of these units in here, with the exception of any militia units, of course. And otherwise, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm actually over the limit at the moment, so we should probably put a bunch of recruits in here. If I have any recruits. Do I have any? No, seems like they've all leveled up, so I guess I'll be losing a couple more, and there we have it. Let's do that. Alright, fantastic. So Sionen literally has maxed out garrison right now. It is pretty crazy. And they have no food still, which is bad, but their well, their loyalty is doing okay, I guess, but their food is still very, very bad. Probably because I put in so many units in the garrison, which is obviously a big problem. But once their loyalty has rectified itself, we shouldn't have so much of a big issue, you know, dealing with things. So let's have a look here. Vilder. Let's give it to Vilder. Why not? I have no idea where... Oh yeah, that castle. Yes, that castle. Seems like we took it. Huh? What happened there? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to read these now. I'm going to read those pop-ups because last time... Oh yes. Well, let's not mention it. Let's not mention it. Yes, indeed. Something happened and we will not speak of it. Okay, so yeah, these are all really good. This is all fine. Northern Empire... Actually, Western... Wait, no, Southern? Southern Empire is all the way up there? Why are they all the way up there? That's super weird. Okay. Well, whatever the case, let's take a look here. Yeah, we're just going to be paying them. I really don't want to pay them. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. Vlandia. Okay, are we? No. So Azerai has 0% support at the moment for any kind of war to begin. Who did I trade those? Who did I trade these to? Yorick. Okay, that's absolutely fine. No problem at all there. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. So where do I want to go to now? Because we are obviously going to be making peace with the Northern Empire quite soon. I think it might make sense for me to go for Diathma and for me to go to Resource Castle potentially. Who owns Epicrotia, by the way? Can I actually speak to them? This guy. I mean, he's obviously he's a rebel, obviously. He is a rebel, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to speak to him adequately enough to be able to make a trade or anything like that, but let's actually see. Oh, he actually he does want to listen. This is very interesting. Okay, I had no idea that he would be open to it. All right. Well, that's kind of surprised me so much that I have no plan now. So I guess I will just say that I will give him this one. He's actually okay with that. Huh. He's actually okay with that. I don't actually want to give him anything, though, if I'm honest, to be honest. Can I give him... Oh, I can't give him any... Really? Okay, fine. I'm going to give him 200,000 in this place. I think that seems pretty good. I'm going to take that because Epicrotia is really close by, as you can see right there. And I think that makes the most sense. I think it makes the most sense. I mean, I'm going to be launching attacks from Epicrotia into Resource Castle here, and it would be really nice to have like a friendly place to be. Where is that town that I just traded, though? It must be all the way down here somewhere, right? Yeah, look, there it is. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious for him to now have a home base all the way down there. It's going to take him a very long time to get over there, to be honest, but oh well, there you go. I hope he likes it. I hope he likes it. Anyway, let's go in here, just place a bunch of money in there and try to build some more improvements and everything. Bear in mind that obviously my loyalty is going to be pretty good here, even so, because obviously I have all those policies, which is great. And seems like Palace Castle is now under siege by someone. I actually have no idea. I think I might not have enough time to besiege Resource Castle before the war exhaustion kicks in, so I'm thinking we're probably going to try and take Diathma first. Diathma, unfortunately, though, has a very large garrison. 434. Yeah, that's, it's not that bad, but it is going to be kind of damaging, so we'll just see if we can maybe build these siege equipment. Alright, so I spawned right in the middle of the battering ram. Yes, that's a fantastic place to be, isn't it? Oh yes, I should really get off my horse as well before we make our way over here. Alright, so obviously we've taken Diathma in the past, and it is a very, very damaging fief to try and take. But hopefully I'm going to be able to get a little bit of crossbow skill. And by the way, I should probably say thank you very much for letting me know about the fact that generally reloading a crossbow is going to require quite a bit of leverage, apparently. I obviously did not know this, so it's nice to know that some of you have the expertise required to tell everyone else that may not know that that is indeed the case, because apparently you need to use your foot or something like that to be able to lever the mechanism back and to reload it faster or more effectively, and that's the reason why you can't crouch while reloading. So that's actually really good to know, so thanks for that. But otherwise, I'm hopefully going to be able to get to 275 in crossbows. I seem to be doing an okay job of getting some nice headshots here and there, and I think I'm going to speed things up until someone else appears. Hello there. Nice. Ooh, that was a nice shot. I actually shot him and dodged his attack at the same time. Pretty good, not too bad. If I do say so myself. If I can pat myself on the back so much. Oh yes. Probably not the best idea. My ego is going to go out of control then, and then I'm going to get overconfident. And you know what happens when I get overconfident? When I get overconfident, mistakes happen, and bad things will no doubt follow. Let me see if I can do some damage here. What? Do you see? Oh, I couldn't turn around to see that. That was hilarious. That guy literally went flying from the ladder because we hit him against the ladder, and because the ragdoll, system is still in effect, it literally made him fly away at the speed of light, basically. That was hilarious. Okay, I would have loved to have seen that, but unfortunately I couldn't turn around, as you can see, because then I'm going to see all of the enemies in my face, which is obviously not great. But yeah, that was... that would have been quite a sight. That would have been quite a sight. Okay, come on now. Let's do some damage. Oh yeah, someone actually, speaking of being in close quarters, someone did actually suggest or say to me, why aren't you using thrusting attacks in close quarter situations? So, if you're going to hit the wall or whatever with, the overhead, or, with a horizontal slash or something like that, then why not use a thrusting attack, instead? Now, here's the problem with that. Usually, the AI likes to get really close. They like to get really close to you, and it's almost impossible to get the exact right distance for you to maintain a decent thrusting attack. If you get a decent thrusting attack, it's more than likely you're going to need a bit of space to be able to do that. So, for example, let me see if I can actually demonstrate that real quick. Like, for example, right there, you see that? That is the distance you need. It's kind of like at the, not the apex, so to speak, but at the maximum length that your polearm can reach. That's usually the best point to hit the opponent. But if you're using the thrusting attack and you're a little bit closer, like now, like this, well, obviously that's completely different. But generally, the first attack that I made right there was a complete whiff, because generally, if you are walking into someone, then the thrusting attack is not going to do too much. Hilariously enough, thrusting is being really, really good now for some reason. I don't know why it shoots me in the foot every single time. But thank you anyway for the suggestion, because apparently it seems to be doing a very good job. So I might as well just use thrusting attacks from now on. I guess maybe, you know what? You know what the issue is? It's because I'm bad. It's because I'm bad at using thrusting attacks. That's more than likely the case, because I have been not conditioned, so to speak, but I've just had very bad experiences with thrusting attacks in the past. Most notably from Warband, I think, because Warband's thrusting attacks, they were very tricky to use efficiently, shall we say, and I guess that kind of just gave me a bad feeling about using thrusting attacks, I guess. So I'm going to start actually using more thrusting attacks, I guess, because they seem to do a great job, They seem to do very well, so I'm very, very happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to take all the prisoners. I actually forgot to sell all my prisoners as I was on my way here. We're going to have all the loot, thank you very much, and we'll claim Diathma as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to trade it away almost immediately, I think. I'm going to put 10k in here just to improve some other things. Oh, that's already at max, of course. Okay, so now let's just go in, self, 34,000, very nice indeed. Okay, so now, you remember the guy, right? You remember the guy from earlier? The guy from the very start of the episode? Oh yes, Mr. Adram, I remember his name. I can't send him a... He was just defeated, I assume. Yes, he was just defeated. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I wanted to get my money back. Oh well. I suppose there's not much I can do about that. Ah, look at that! He just escaped! He just escaped from captivity. Very nice indeed. Okay, so there's another ransom, and I think we're going to make peace very soon. Yes, indeed. Look at that. The war exhaustion is just about to hit us. Maybe I'm going to be able to get over to Resource Castle just in time before that's... oh yeah, never mind. Apparently that's not going to happen. Yeah, we are basically done, I think. And I'm going to need some more food, as you can see. My food situation is getting a little bit dire. So I'm going to need to do something about that. So let's get a little bit of fish. What do I actually have? I have nothing? Are you serious right now? I literally have nothing except cows, hogs, and sheep. And a little bit of meat. And that's it? That's pretty awful, isn't it? Yeah, that is pretty terrible. Okay, we're going to have to do something about that then. Let's get a whole bunch of this. Let's get all of this. There we go. Take all of that. And then we'll just take all of that. There we go. Okay, that's more than enough. And now we're just going to wait here for some time for the war exhaustion. There we go. There's the war exhaustion. I don't really care about costing influence or anything like that. I have way too much influence as it is. Now, I would love to be able to speak to some of these people from the Northern Empire, because I think I should be able to increase our territory just by speaking to people and doing a couple of wily trades. Yeah, some shady dealings in the back alley, potentially. Alright, he owns Resource Castle, so what are we going to trade with him? Well, obviously not Diathma, right? Not Diathma, but something else. What about... Is there anything that I can actually trade that I don't particularly care about? I mean, Hertogia Castle would have been great right now. Can I maybe buy this? Oh, wow, that's way too expensive. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work. What a shame, eh? What a shame. Okay. Seems like I'm gonna have to leave Resource Castle for the moment. Maybe I will be able to get something else. Maybe I can do a trade for... maybe Maranath? I'm actually wanting to get rid of the Botanians if at all possible, so I'm thinking that that would probably be a better idea. Let's send a messenger to him. He has minus 50 relations, so it's highly unlikely he's going to be happy with this, but we're going to try it nevertheless, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so here he is, and you can see that he really does not want to do this trade. But what if I give him Sionon as well? Okay, if I give him both of these, then he's going to be happy with that. Okay. I could give him Epicrotia. I don't want to give him Sionon. I could give him Epicrotia, and then we could give him a little bit of cash. I think that that is probably the best thing that I can do, because both of these are just taken, basically, and I'm thinking that that is going to work out much better. Now, you may think, oh, that's a 2-for-1, plus money, right? Well, yeah, it is, but if you take a look at what's going on here, you can see exactly why I did that, because no matter what happens, if we actually declare war against the Botanians, or if we declare war against the Sturgians, or even the Aserai, we have very easy and simple sieges to do to take those things back. So Pencannock, Dunglanis, Caerban Seth, Inveth Castle even, and even if we declare war against the Vlandians, we have Remtor Castle, Dowdorn, etc., etc. So all of that stuff is within our reach super, super easily. And that's the main reason why I'm doing these trades, to kind of set us up for the future. Because that makes more sense than doing a trade where, you know, I have to spend all of my cash, because obviously I apparently don't have enough. We really do need more. So I'm going to see if maybe I can't speak to Adram right now, but I'd like to speak to him soon, because I'd like to potentially persuade him to join us. And I don't think he's in an army at the moment, because he was just released from prison, and it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't be in an army just yet. At least I hope so. But now we own 2 towns right next to each other. Maranath is one of the best places to put a smithy as well, by the way, so I might go over there and actually build a smithy, even though it doesn't really give you a huge amount of money, but it might be kind of useful, I guess. But yeah, otherwise we are now only at war against the Southern Empire. Southern Empire seems to be doing quite well, surprisingly. They seem to have survived a lot of the early game, mid game skirmishes, and as we progress into the late game, they seem to be very solid, because they have taken some Khuzait fiefs right there. They took some Northern Empire fiefs as well, so their progression has been quite, well, slow but steady, and that's exactly what you kind of want them to be like, don't you? You want your faction to be pretty steady, otherwise bad things can happen. Anyway, we're going to go into Maranath here, and I will attempt to buy... Wish to buy a wood workshop. Oh yeah, I need to check to see who owns the smithy here, if there is actually one that owns the smithy. No one owns the smithy? Are you serious? They literally have an iron ore village right by the side here. Huh. I guess I'll just buy the wood workshop then, because there is wood nearby. So I guess it kind of makes sense, right? So we might as well do that. And yeah, okay. So Adram doesn't want to speak to us right now, but I suppose I might be able to speak to him in a little bit of time, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. Let's take a look at the diplomacy screen real fast, because I'm hopeful that Britannia might declare war against us. They're not at war against anyone else, hilariously enough. So, I mean, generally, we can declare war anytime, with the exception of Landia and the Western Empire and Britannia. So we can declare war against anyone else. So that might... Sturgia might be good. Yeah, yeah. I think Sturgia might actually be pretty good because, as I say, there's Dunglanis, Kerban Seth, Varcheg within reaching distance, and then they have nothing apart from Firth Castle, as you can see right there. So that would effectively eliminate the Sturgians from the game, which would be quite good. So we'll see what happens. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.